Language is subjective. People attach different meanings to words depending on who you're speaking to. A lot of times when I'm among my friends, I can use slang words, but when I'm with professionals, I have a professional tone. For example, I use the word dope. When I say that something is dope, I mean that it's great and it's amazing and it's something that caught my attention. However, when I'm speaking with my mother and use the same word, she hates it. She says that the word dope is for an illegal substance only. So she doesn't like to hear me say that. Language also shows accountability. The we, I, and but statements is used in our communication. The I statements takes responsibility for what's being said. The we statements means that you and someone else are in something together. And the but statements cancels the thought that precedes it. For instance, I could say, I liked the concert, but it was too long. The but it was too long cancels the fact that I liked the concert. Or I can say, we need to go grocery shopping. That means me and my spouse needs to go grocery shopping. But if I was to say, I need to go grocery shopping, that means that the problem is mine alone. Since COVID-19, language has definitely been affected. The main thing is social distancing. That's a word that we use so much and that we heard so much during this pandemic. People are not wanting to be close to each other because it's unhealthy and there's a chance that we could spread the COVID-19 disease. Clothing is also different, whereas before we wore certain things to represent who we are. Now, our clothing, we're wearing masks on our face or we will have gloves on just to protect us from the virus. In the future, I think that building relationships and being more friendly are going to be affected with this pandemic. Also, economically will be affected. And I also think that patience has decreased since the pandemic. The habits that we will have to break once the pandemic is over is our work ethics, because a lot of people are now out of work or they're not attending work because of the COVID-19 virus. Our communication will also be affected because we're not speaking to each other much, but we're relying on social media or other media platforms to communicate with each other. I also think social anxiety would increase, which means that people will be more anxious in settings with people that they don't know. In conclusion, language is subjective and influenced by our world. Words have power and varies from one person to the next. Using language to describe who we are and how it relates to each other is very powerful and is needed as human beings.